why does it affect anyone who is straight? Like, what's it to you? Like, and now it's like, well, I don't even know how many years it's been since, but like all those people who voted no, are they affected?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Are they still angry? Probably.
Yeah. Hello everybody, welcome back to We the Wanderers podcast. It's your potty where we talk all things life. As always, you've got your two hosts, myself, Stevie, and Nick.
What's up?
And we actually have a bit of an interesting topic today. We are talking about, this is for the men, the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
We're talking about masculinity and toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Now, personally, I had no idea what toxic masculinity was.
Yeah, let's give them a definition because I still am sort of unsure as to what it is.
I learnt about it in 2019, and the way that it came about to me was actually from The Bachelorette, like the TV show. And I can't remember her name. The chick from Gogglebox, Angie, that's it. The chick from Gogglebox. And then they have all the dudes that are obviously competing for her love. And a guy that I know from Darwin, Kieran, actually was on the show. And I'd personally known him, so of course I'm like, I'm going to watch it. And the way that they painted him in the trailer was very... What's the appropriate word for this? Very feminine. We'll say that. Yeah. They showed all the guys being tradies or, in marketing or all
Blokey
these...
blokes.
Yeah, all these different careers, respected careers and whatnot. And then they kind of showed him, and in my opinion, they showed him doing his skincare. And then... they just showed him doing really, a bit more feminine things. Yeah. And I thought, that's really interesting, the way that they've kind of painted this. Yeah, that's it. They're portraying him in a certain way. And they are very, I've learned this over certain podcasts of TV shows, that, the way that they film these shows, they are very particular about who they paint out to be the villain.
So they did it on purpose?
Yeah.
But why, though? That's the real question.
I think just to give diversity and, let's be honest, if you're a blokey bloke and you're like, ooh, who's this guy? Do you know what I mean? You want to watch it because people always want,
drama.
a villain, or they want...
Drama, yeah.
Yeah, they want someone to, laugh at or something. But to my very happy surprise, he, within the first couple of episodes... Everyone loved him.
Was loved, yeah.
Yes, everyone was raving on about him. This is when Facebook was thriving back in the day, and there was all these petitions and Facebook posts and stuff saying that they wanted him to be the next Bachelor because they just loved him. And the reason why everybody loved him so much, women and men alike, is that he really fought off toxic masculinity. And the way in which he did that is probably just who he is. He's very just kind of flamboyant and flirty and fun, but he wore whatever the hell he wanted to, and if that was a red velvet suit or a pink shirt with all the fluffy stuff at the front or whatever, he just would. He had longer hair that was really blonde, and he'd rock a man bun, and I don't know, he was one of the boys. He got along with everyone, but he didn't. There wasn't any toxic masculine ego about him. It was very much... We still don't
know the definition.
Which I'm getting to. Mm-hmm. It was very much, ego was left at the door. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. I have feelings too. I'm
very
happy.
Authentic, yeah.
Yeah, I think from memory he even cried on the show.
Okay. And I haven't seen the show, so I don't know.
And this is just going back a really long time. It just kind of popped up in convo today. So... what is toxic masculinity? I don't actually have a definition here. I haven't Googled it.
Do you want me to Google it?
Well, yeah, we can if we want to. But essentially, in my words, it's ego. And it's this whole stereotype that, look, it's probably not our generation's fault, but the way that they were raised was from how their parents were raised. And they were essentially told, to be tough, you know, you've got to have a wall up. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling sad, if you want to cry, don't do any of those things. Tuck it all in, suck it up, be a man. That's kind of what it is in my words. Yeah. I think typically it can come off a little bit maybe aggressive, a bit...
Here we go, I've got a definition.
Oh, you've got a definition?
Yeah. So, toxic masculinity is a set of certain male behaviours associated with harm to society and men themselves. Traditional stereotypes of men as socially dominant, along with related traits such as misogyny and homophobia, can be considered toxic, due in part to their promotion of violence, including sexual assault and domestic violence. Mm-hmm. There you go.
There you go. Okay, so yeah, I do think that it's really breaking it down in the last few years, and it probably doesn't even have that title on it. Like, you wouldn't know, you know, like the title of like toxic masculinity.
That's just
You're
toxic.
just like, yeah, exactly. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just becoming more normal for men to express their emotions, talk about mental
As
health.
it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I think there's a I should have checked it, but there's a thing about like it's not weak to speak, and it's talking about, you know, for people to actually speak up about if they're struggling. So I am a big supporter of this
Advocate,
movement.
yep.
Yeah, I think that
So am I.
as a society, if we move forward and this becomes the new norm, wicked. Like, I reckon that is so good. I think that, you know, women should be able to speak up about how we feel and things like that, and we typically do because it's been okay for us to do so. Our whole childhood, we've been told it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
You know,
because it's seen as feminine.
Yeah, whereas for men, it's like, oh, don't cry, son. Like,
Yeah, don't show weakness.
yeah. So I think it's really positive.
Which I think is bizarre.
Yeah, that we were taught that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's crazy. Like, I'm literally a human being, as you are. I've got the same organs except for, obviously, reproductive organs.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the only thing that's, like, separating us.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I do think it's really interesting, and I did want to mention the, you know, Kieran on Bachelorette thing, because it was the first thing that I had discovered, and once again, all the things on Facebook were like, yeah, you know, like, it's so nice to not see toxic masculinity, and that was the first time I ever came across the words, and I was like, what is this? But yeah, it makes a lot more sense now, and it is becoming a lot more normal, which, like, hallelujah, I'm all for. I think that even men listening to this, they're probably like, oh, yes, like, probably relieved that they can actually speak up about this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I've written down a couple of actually, like, kind of key moments that I wanted to talk about that have kind of, or maybe not, I shouldn't say key moments. One is a key moment. It was the yes vote for the gay and lesbian marriage in Australia.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. So those of you who aren't in Australia and don't know what we're talking about, essentially everyone in Australia got literally like a mail vote, where, you know, like a letter in the mail, and you had to vote yes or no as to whether gay and lesbian couples could legally marry in Australia. Yeah. Which is wild. Yeah. Like, what? Like, why do we have a say on what they do? Like, that is absolutely insane to me.
Who am I to have the power to
deny somebody else?
Two random individuals in the world like happiness? Like, what? That is insane.
And like, it's funny because I remember at the time I was very vocal about this stuff, like in politics back in the day. You can imagine that I was. I was very vocal about it, and I remember saying, like, why does it affect anyone who is straight? Like, what's it to you? Like, and now it's like, well, I don't even know how many years it's been since, but like, all those people who voted no, are they affected? Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
Are they still angry? Probably.
Yeah. It's like, do you feel like it's actually affected your life and your career and your kids? No. Like, it's pretty crazy, but I won't get into that. But I feel like that was a really good moment where I saw lots of people that I knew that were like, I'm voting yes. Like, I'm a straight male. Like, why would I deny anybody else of that? And I was like, yes. Like,
power to
preach
the people,
it, brother.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. So I thought that was another, like, a really good kind of pinnacle moment for, like, society, I think. Moving in the right direction. I think that anyone, regardless of your gender, your race, your sex, your religion, like, all of that stuff, we should all be entitled to the same things. Like, you know, and I think if you do support the LGBTQIA community, it's getting longer. I think it's amazing. Like, so you should. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's awesome, and I think the more that we move in that direction. So,
to the people out there who don't support that, please get off this podcast and see yourself to the door. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's hard to. I don't want to like. We're not going to please everyone with these podcasts.
No, I don't want to purposely exclude people, but like, I think this is a space to include everyone. Yeah. And we would hope that all of our listeners are the type of people as well who want to include everybody and feel that everyone should have equal rights regardless of all that stuff. On a much lighter note though, and this is something that we both listened to the other day.
I can't remember. What is it?
Okay, so one of our favourite podcasts ever, the Inspired Unemployed.
Oh yeah, Dom's story.
I love oh my god, we've spoken about them before on the
So
potty.
good.
I love them. I just love them so much. Honestly, I just reckon they're legends. Anyways, so Jack and Falcon have a friend, Dom, who comes on and tells like stories sometimes, and he did like a rattled story.
Yeah.
It's so good. I highly recommend you go listen to it. It is a bit of a spoiler alert, apologies. So if you do want to go listen to it, maybe pause us, go listen first, and then tune back in. But it's so funny.
It's so good.
And straight away, it's actually what brought on this combo, is that I was like, yes, like how good that there's no toxic masculinity right now.
Yeah.
And it would have been very easy for it to become a situation of like, oh, I'm not telling it.
Like area of judgment. Yeah.
I'm not telling anyone that's too embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really proud of Dom. If you ever hear this, I'm very proud of you for sharing that story.
Even Falcon and Steele for like supporting and just having a laugh at it is so good.
Exactly. So if you don't know what the potty's about, once again, recommend listening to it.
Yeah.
But essentially, Dom got really drunk, and him and
Maggot.
they got very blind, and him and a friend from, I think they used to play in a band together. They both got really drunk, and that friend has a female fiance, and Dom passed out, woke up in the bed, and he was kissing someone. And he said that he was like full macking on, like tongue and all.
Yeah, like
and then all of a sudden, he said he noticed whiskers on his face, like somebody's mustache. And he was like, what? And then he opened his eyes and pulled his head back. And he was like, Nick. That was his name, Nick.
Yeah.
He's like, Nick. And then Nick's like, Dom? And they realised that it was, obviously, Nick thought he was hooking up with his fiance. Dom,
Who's
I don't know who Dom
thought
thought he was hooking up with. Not
he was
a
just
clue.
getting some.
Yeah, who knows? But he literally said that he was drunk and he was passed out and he woke up hooking up.
Yeah.
So, look, I mean, who knows? But I thought it was amazing that he had the courage to actually tell that, especially on a platform like the Inspired Unemployed. Like,
with a lot of listeners,
there is potentially so much judgment there from men who, once again, toxic masculinity would be like, ooh, bro, like this is disgusting.
you're gay. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you must have liked it or like whatever.
Yeah.
But I love that he told that story. I thought that was so good.
Yeah, super supportive. Falcon and Steele were to him, and just having a laugh, because that's really all it was.
Yeah.
It was just a funny moment. Like, the only thing that defines if you're gay or not, by my account, is your sexual preference.
Yeah.
Like,
but I just,
if you wear, if you want to wear nail polish, if you want to dye your hair, wear, XYZ color, that doesn't mean you're gay.
yeah, exactly.
Doesn't mean you're soft. Doesn't mean you're weak. It's like, what?
Yeah, and it was just so funny because it was literally just like, I got so drunk, I don't remember what happened, but I got myself in this situation.
Yeah.
And then it was just
and
like,
it's hilarious.
oh well, like pretty funny. I'm gonna laugh about it. And then
and move on.
Yeah, and him and Nick actually like spoke about it, and they both just laughed it off and went, ah well, like. Yeah. And now they're like,
let's not do that again.
Yeah, I think he said he's like we're even closer now because we can laugh about it. And I'm like.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, that's where we should be moving as a society. And I'm really happy to hear that we are moving in that direction.
Yeah. Which takes me back to my, like, going out days. I'm quite an affectionate drunk. I'm very lovey-dovey. I used to go out with my boys, and there was a group of us, like 5 or 6, and we were actually all quite, like, lovey-dovey drunks. We'd all just get pissed and just go around and just hug each other and kiss each other on the lips and stuff. Like, not Dom and Nick style.
Yeah, not Mac and all.
But, we just go around and just, appreciate each other and just go, I love you, bro. And just a peck on the lips and just carry on. Like, so funny. Yeah. But even back then, like, I never sort of boxed myself in, was like, oh, I hope no one knows about this. Like, people would judge me. I didn't care then. Yeah. One, I was drunk. Yeah. And 2, I didn't care. Yeah. Like, I'm not gay because of that. Like, what?
Yeah, I must say, Nick is very much like, since day one that I've known you, is very just like, this is me. If you don't like it, there's the door. Like, do you know what I mean? You are very much just like, ugh, well, if someone was to think that of me, see ya. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Which is great. Like, as much as it can come off very standoffish sometimes, like, I like it because it's like, you are very much just like, this is me. Like, do you know what I mean? If someone's going to come along and judge me because I hug my friends whilst I'm drunk, do you know what I mean? A group of dudes, like, all hugging each other. But yeah, in saying that, it's funny because, like, You see, like, footy players and stuff, or NBA players, like...
Fingering each other's buttholes and stuff.
No,
Hawaii.
what are you talking about? No.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
Scratch that from the record. But no, but I mean, like, you know, you see in footy and stuff when, like, you know, they tackle each other and they're laying all over each other, or they get so excited that they're jumping on each other. It's like, there's nothing, you know, gay. I'm doing this in rabbit. There's nothing gay or, you know...
Yeah.
Or, you know,
because that's considered, but that's considered a manly sport.
Yeah, is that what it is? Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, and it's funny because it's just like it should be just totally normal for people to be able to like hug and touch and whatever, regardless of gender.
We're human beings. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just person to person. Like it shouldn't matter.
Exactly.
So anyway, I did want to bring up that topic. I thought it was really cool that we are moving in a really positive direction. And look, if you guys have stories like this, absolutely, I want to hear them because I love this.
I'm keen to see like the full shift sort of happen.
Over
there's
our
still there's still quite a lot of times where I'll you know, if I'm upset about something, I will pull myself up on it and be like, oh, now's not the time to one, show emotion, and two, like cry. Like if I'm at work or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of times where I will get Jesus, I will get sucked back into that like society's
like the pressure
to not show weakness and stuff. But then also at times, I guess if I feel somewhat safe to do it, I will just be like, you know what, like I'm just gonna do it, like whatever. Like if I'm at home or something and I get upset, I'll cry. Yeah. But if I'm at work in a social setting, obviously it depends on what's happening, what's going on.
And I think regardless of your gender, like I've had that where I've had times where I'm so overwhelmed or upset about something and I'm like, I just want to cry, but I'm like, I'm not going to because I'm at the gym right now or I'm at work.
But that's so normal for a girl. If I saw a girl crying in the gym, I would not think twice for it. I'd be like, well, hormones or period or not even that. Even just
the
like
vending machine is out of her favorite protein. Like.
I'll just be like, oh, you know, she's upset at something. Yeah. That's fine.
You wouldn't care.
She's a girl, that's fine. Yeah. She's allowed to be upset about something.
Yeah.
However, if I was in the gym and I saw some guy starting to tear up and cry, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on there? Yeah. Which is insane. Like,
And it's like, it's crazy because it's like, it really does all stem down to how we were raised. And once again, it's not our parents' fault because they were just raised that way too. Yeah. If anything, it's just slowly gotten softer and more awareness on the topic over time. Yeah. And I think we're actually starting to really be able to like, you know, analyze the data and like see the effects of like mental health and like, you know, what like suppressing emotions over a lifetime does to somebody. Yeah. So I do think it's...
Cooks ya.
Yeah, cooks ya. Yeah, cooks ya, brah. But yeah, I think it's awesome that you know we are making this shift because to be honest, if I saw a guy crying in the gym, like if he like stopped, you know, if he was on whatever machine and he just like full on started crying, I'm pretty confident that like I know I would go up and say something, but I'm pretty confident that other guys would actually be like, hey bro, like you're good, like because we actually are starting to see that shift.
There would be some. Yeah, and then there would be the other half of the generation that's just like...
still stuck in that olden
pussy!
Day. Yes, exactly.
Legit.
Where they'd be like, oh, bitch.
Especially in a gym, though. See, that would be a thing for me. Like, if something happened and I was emotional at the gym, I would fucking evacuate. Yeah. That would be one of the last places I would want to cry.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Solely based off society's pressures.
Yeah. No, it is really interesting, and I'm actually really excited to see, like, you know, one day, hopefully, when we have kids and, like, other people, you know, have kids and whatnot, and they raise their kids with this new knowledge. Yeah. And then those kids grow up, and then they have their own kids. I'm really excited to see this
Someone's got to break the cycle, yeah.
Yeah. But I am really excited that, like, there's this new age of parents in the last, you know, 10 years or whatever. And I know some people will be like, oh, you know, they're a bunch of whingers and a bunch of softies and blah, blah, blah. But... once again, like that's pretty toxic that they say that. Yeah. But they are raising kids with like this whole, like all this new education. They want to raise their kids to the best of their ability. Whereas like not dissing people who raise kids, you know, in the last, you know, 40 years, but there wasn't this education or this focus on like, when I raise kids, I want them, do you know what I mean, to treat a woman right. I want them to know, you know what I mean? Instead of teaching a girl like, you know, don't wear this kind of outfit if you're going to walk home at night. It's like, no, teach your men not to rape women. like regardless of outfit. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
interesting now as we're like raising kids to have this new sense of like, do you know what I mean? Just like awareness and like social, I guess social norm. As they grow up, they're just going to be so used to it. And same with like inclusion for different types of, you know, genders and sexual preferences. Like it'll just be so normal to them, which is great. I think it's overall like it's a really positive movement.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even just positive for like surface level stuff where you can show emotion, you know, in person, but like there's a lot of, you know, trauma that stems from bottling all this stuff in. And, you know, I'm a strong advocate for getting that stuff out, purging it, because, you know, for a long time, I'm a bottler. I bottle everything in. It's just what I do. Whether it's me as an individual or whether that's society's pressure to tell me not to, you know, voice my emotions or whatnot. But I can definitely say nothing good comes from bottling it in. You crack.
Yeah, it all comes to the surface eventually.
Yeah, a lot of like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Coping mechanisms come from that.
Yes. Yeah.
And not all of them are healthy. So,
Yeah.
If there's one thing I can say is, you know, start off small, and just try and get it out. Go and see a counsellor if you have to. I've seen a counsellor before.
Yeah.
And
I think therapy is
I'm not
pretty normal
ashamed
nowadays.
to say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes life just gets too much, and you just need that bit of help. And it's a you know, judgment-free zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you get a guy counsellor.
Yeah.
I haven't had a guy counsellor, but I could see how that would be beneficial to a male.
Yeah, to be able to relate. Yeah.
Counsel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And you know what? Even if you don't have, you know, access to that, like there are apps and things like for that these days. I know that there are free hotlines and whatnot you can call as well. But even just talking to your mates, like even just being able to like literally chat to your best mate. If you reach out to your best mate and you're like, bro, like I'm feeling down at the moment, I'm feeling overwhelmed, like financial stress, I don't know, relationship stress, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if you feel, you know, or you need to uphold the household or, you know, whatever, if you feel like you can't talk to that friend, you probably need to reassess your friend's
Yeah,
sitch.
absolutely.
But yeah, I honestly think that you would be pleasantly surprised that if you reach out to your mate and you're like, bro, I need to chat, like, you know what I mean? I'm very confident that they would be like, oh my God, thank God, this is such a relief that you brought it up, because I've wanted to bring it up for the last few years.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
even,
like,
you know, you doing that might, you know, provoke them to bring something up.
Yeah, open up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I said, it might very well be something that they're like, I've wanted to talk about this kind of stuff for years, but I just didn't think
Haven't
I
found
could.
a safe space to do so.
Yeah, a safe space. That's the thing. And you know what? Likewise, if a friend comes to you, you might be happy, dandy, go lucky kind of guy.
Yep.
But if a friend comes to you and they're like, I need to open up, then please be there.
Yeah,
help break the chain, break the cycle, like move in this positive, you know, direction, because otherwise, it sounds brutal, but you'll get left behind.
Yeah.
Everyone is moving in this direction, some at slower paces than others. So I think if someone does come to you to talk about that kind of stuff, then, you know, be a part of the solution, not the problem, and encourage the chat. So,
Absolutely.
I think that's it for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
We'll kind of leave it relatively short and sweet today.
Yeah. So guys, don't bottle it in.
Yeah.
See a counsellor. Journal if you have to. Talk to your mates.
Yeah.
Confide in your family if you can.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do not bottle it in.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Yeah. And on a positive note, the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Anyways, we hope you guys have an amazing week, and we will chat to you on Friday. Ta-ta.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Oh. Why do I do this?
Recording.
Should I be serious? I'm joking.